Hello and welcome to Sarvin Style Coding. In this part of our practical Docker course, we're going to see how to use Docker in real development process. We will create a Mongo database using Docker images and we'll connect it to Mongo Express, another container, using isolated Docker network. This helps us to work with database more easily using the simple UI. Also, we will connect a small application to our Mongo container and perform a read-write operation so you can see how everything works together in practice. So this is a very important lesson. Please stick with me until the end, and if you're ready, let's get started. In this part, we're going to use Docker in real development scenario. Our goal is to work with MongoDB database and perform a simple read and write operation. But instead of installing Mongo directly on our computer, we will use its image to run it inside the container. To make things easier, we also set up a graphical interface using the Mongo Express container, so we can access our database and interact with our database visually. Next, we will create a Docker network to allow our containers to communicate with each other. By placing both containers inside the same network, they will be able to connect using their container names. Also, we have a simple application consists of React.js frontend and Node.js backend. This application will handle creating, deleting, and displaying user by communicating with our MongoDB container. We're going to make it together step by step, but in this section, we're going to do manual using the Docker commands. In the next part, we will automate the whole process with Docker Compose. Let's start by pulling the image we need from Docker Hub. Now, we go to the Docker Hub and search for Mongo. As you see, there is an official image for Mongo. And when you go to the page, you can see how to download it with Docker pull command. And if you want a specific tag, you can search for it. But for now, I just want to download the latest version. So I write Docker pull Mongo. After pulling the Mongo, it's time for Mongo Express. So in a Docker Hub, I search for Mongo Express. And as you see, it has a Docker official image for Mongo Express. In its page, you can see how to download it, how to pull the Mongo Express. But this time, I'm not using the specific tag. I want to download the latest version. But it's better to choose a specific tag for your need. And now let's move on to PowerShell again. And here, let's type Docker pull Mongo-Express. After pulling the image, it's better to make sure everything is installed successfully by running the command Docker image. As you see, the Mongo Express and Mongo installed and pulled successfully. Now we can create containers from these images. However, our goal is to have a MongoDB and Mongo Express communicate with each other. To make that happen, we need to put both containers inside the same isolated Docker network. This way, instead of connecting using IP address and ports, they can simply use container names to talk to each other. So, before creating the container, we'll first create a dedicated network for them. But before that, let's take a look at the existing network on our computer. So I run docker network ls. These commands list all the Docker networks currently available on our computer. There's a 3 default network created by Docker itself. So I write the command docker network create, and then I choose the network name. For example, I write Mongo network, Mongo-network. And as you see, the network is created. If we run the ls command again, docker network ls, you'll see our new network is added to the list. Now it is time to create the Mongo container. But before we do that, let's quickly go back to Docker Hub and review the official documentation for Mongo image. On the Mongo image page, if you scroll down, you'll find an instruction on how to run the container properly. As you can see, we need to define a couple of important environment variables when creating a Mongo container. In Docker, the environment variables are passed using the -e flag. After each -e, we need to specify a variable name, and then we have to assign a value for it. For Mongo database, for Mongo container, we need to essential environment variable, Mongo initdb root username and Mongo initdb root password. These define the username and password that we will need to connect our Mongo database. We also need to specify the network. By specifying that, containers running inside the same network can communicate with each other using their container names instead of IP address and ports. For the network, we use the -e network flag, and then we provide the network name which we created earlier. Now let's go ahead and create Mongo container. As usual, we use the docker run command to run the container in background. We add -d for detached mode. Next, we use -p flag to map ports. In this case, I map port 27017 on my local machine to port 27017 inside the container. If you are not changing the default ports, you can skip port mapping. Now let's move on to the environment variables. As I mentioned earlier, we use the -e flag to define environment variables in Docker. The first variable is Mongo init, Mongo underline init db underline root underline username, and then equal, and I'll use admin as the value. Then we define the second environment variable with another -e. This one is Mongo underline init db underline root underline password, and I'll set it to something like pass1 2 3, and these credentials will be used later to connect our Mongo database. Now we need to specify the isolated Docker network for this container. Earlier we created a network called Mongo-network, so we can use the -net or -network flag and pass that name, which is Mongo-network. Next, we assign the name for the container using the --name. I'll call it a MongoDB. Finally, we should specify the image name, which is Mongo. Since I pulled the latest version, I don't need to include the tag, but if you pull the specific version, make sure that include tag as well. Once we run the command and press enter, the container is created. To be sure everything is running correctly, it is a good idea to check logs. So I write docker logs, and then you should specify the container name. It is MongoDB. As you see, if I look at the logs, you can see there is no error, which means container is up and running. Now it is time to create our second container, which is Mongo Express. As usual, let's first take a look at the documentation on Docker Hub. Here you can see the list of the environment variable for configuring Mongo Express. We don't need all of these variables, but some of them are important and we have to set them. For example, me config basic OS username and password. These are used to set the username and password for accessing Mongo Express UI. By default, they're empty, so it's better to set them when creating a container because without setting them, the access will not be possible. There are other key environment variable, me-config, MongoDB admin username and password. These should match the username and password we used and we defined when creating Mongo container. There are other important environment variable, me-config MongoDB server. Here we specify the name of the Mongo container, which in our case is MongoDB. Here is another environment variable, me-config MongoDB port. If you have changed the default MongoDB port, which is not very common, you can also set this variable. A little bit at the bottom here, you can find an example command. And as you see here, the network is specified. Now that you understand the required configuration, let's go ahead and create the Mongo Express container. To create this container, we use the docker run command again. As before, we add -d to run it in detached mode. We can also use -p for port mapping. By default, Mongo Express runs on port 8081. I'll keep it as is. It is, but if you are not changing the default port, you don't necessarily need to specify it. Let's move on to the environment variable. The first environment variable is UI username. I choose Sarvin, another -e for the UI password, which is basic OS password. I choose Sarvin pass. Another environment variable with another -e is username and password of the database. The first one is admin username. As you remember, the admin username was admin, and another environment variable is admin password. And as you remember, the admin password was pass 1, 2, 3. The last environment variable is the server name or container's name. So I copy the last environment variable and I set the MongoDB for server name, which is the container name. Now we have to specify the network by --net or by --network. The network name was Mongo-network. The next step is to assign a name for container with --name. I call it Mongo Express without dash. Finally, we have to provide the image name. Mine is Mongo-Express without tag, because I use the latest tag. If you choose another tag, you have to specify the tag. As you see, the container is created. So let's check it by docker logs and container name Mongo Express. As you see, it's not ready. So I write docker logs with -f, and after a couple of the seconds, as you see here, the container is ready and listening at port 8081. Now to test everything, let's open the browser. In the address bar, go to localhost 8081. Once the page loaded, you'll be prompted to enter username and password. In my case, I'll use Sarvin as username and Sarvin pass as the password. And as you can see, Mongo Express loads successfully and it's connected to MongoDB database without any issues. Now I want to create a new database here using Mongo Express. I call it user underline DB. When we click on the database name, we redirect it to database page. Here I create a new collection called user. The collection is something like tables. As you see, table is created. Now let's using containers in development process. I have a simple application with a Node.js backend and React.js frontend. I want to connect the Mongo database through the backend and perform a read and write operation. Here in Node.js, index.js file, we define the connection to MongoDB. As you see here, we have this connection. This is the protocol, and this is the address and port number. This is admin user and password. As you remember, we define admin for username and pass 1234 for Mongo container pass, and this is the database name which we created earlier. As you see, here is the get and the command for creating users, and this is the command for deleting a user. Now let's go back again to React app to check whether our changes are correctly applied to the database or not. I'll create a new user named Sarvin. As you can see, Sarvin has been added here. Let's add another user. Let's check it in a Mongo database. When I refresh the page, as you see here, the user Sarvin is created. Now let's add another user. So I go back to the application and I add Sam here. As you see, Sam is created. Let's check it again. As you see, the Sam is created and it is here. Now let's delete the user. And after refreshing again the database page, as you see, Sam is removed. In this way, we were able to set up a Mongo database using containers and perform read-write operation on it. We also created a Mongo Express container, and by setting up an isolated Docker network, we connect both containers so we could have UI for easier access to Mongo database. This is the end of this part. On the next part, you will learn how to create a Docker Compose file. So until the next video, bye-bye.